Hey crafty people, this is Ellen with EGI Designs and welcome to my channel. Today I am making an envelope. I had made these cards recently. It's the sheetload of cards for August 2026 and these are 4¼ square cards. So I need to create an envelope for them. So I thought we could go through that together. I picked out this beautiful purple pearlized paper to go with that, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to decorate the envelope flap with that scrap of piece of paper there. We're going to use the envelope punch-up board today, and next I will show you the online calculator so you can know how to get the measurements on there for yourself. All right, here's the online calculator for the envelope punch-up board, and this one is located at the American Crafts website. And if you look up envelope punch-up board, it's at the very bottom of the product page for that. You can also get to the calculator by scanning the QR code that is printed on the envelope punch-up board. So here's what the calculator looks like. Over here you can toggle between inches and centimeters. And then here is a visual representation of what the unfolded envelope will look like. So this is where you can always double check your work as far as the dimensions for your card. So then down here you have the paper size, start number, and liner size. We are not making a envelope liner today. I will link over to a video that does have that if you are interested in that. But this would be the information if you needed it. Then coming down here, you can choose your card width, card height, and envelope padding. This card is 4¼ by 4¼ so I will just slide this over till I get to that, and you can verify here, and then you can also verify on the top here as well. So then this one I'm putting down to the 4¼ Again, you can double check your work up here, 4¼ 4¼ and then the padding I am putting at 1/8. I find that this is more than enough. I even had made a shaker card a while ago, and the 1/8 was perfect for that. But if you are making something that's super duper thick, you can put this up to 1/2 or even more. So then we're going to come back up here and we see 4¼ by 4¼ and then the information that we need, the paper size is 7¼ the start line is 26, and if we were making that liner it would be 3 3/8 for the liner. So now that we have that information, let's get going on the envelope. Okay, so we know that our paper size is 7¼ and our starting line is 26. So we can move forward with making the envelope. This is the envelope punch-up board. This is the QR code I was saying. If you scan that, it will take you over to the calculator. If you look at it at the side, there's this little notch here, and corresponding with that is the scoring track. It is right next to this plastic guide. It's kind of hard to see. There is a line there as well. And you're going to be sliding your paper under this. Usually it slides under very easily, but if it doesn't, there's a little lever over here. You can push that and it'll pop it up to put your paper underneath. This is the punch. And it also has a corner rounder on that side. And you have your scoring tool here. And then up and down here are these numbers. And this is that start line that we need to go with. So ours is 26. So it's here. So you take out your scoring tool and get ready. I had cut the paper already to the 7¼ So what I like to do, see it slides under pretty easily, but again, if you had to lift it, you could push that. You always want to make sure for this to work and be lined up correctly, your edge needs to be lined up against this top edge here. So that is very important. So what I like to do is I kind of overshoot and then back up to make sure that I'm lined up correctly. So I'm backing up to that 26 line, which is here. And then I punch it and then score right there. And there is that track right along that plastic guard right there. So then we have our first score line, and we'll turn counterclockwise. Okay. And then again, holding tight against this top. And then this time, so this, where this notch was made, this vertical line, we're going to match it up with this red line right here. So you just put this in, back it up, and then when it is aligned with that red line, you punch and score. And it's the same all the way around now. So we're going to turn it, put this in, back up to that red line right here. Punch, score, and then one more turn. And then punch and score. So now we're all done with that. Maybe this is like a ninja throwing star looking kind of thing. All right. And then before we go any further, what I like to do is I like to just double check that my card indeed does fit within the perimeter of those score lines. So it does, so we are good to go on that. Let's see, so we don't lose it, you put your scoring tool right back in there, and then there's a corner rounder here. And you just put it in there. And then I'm going to leave the top one, and I'll show you why, but we're going to decorate that flap. All right. So the next thing you want to do, let me just bring in my supplies here. So I have my double-sided tape. That's how I like to do mine. On the bottom flaps, I like to use 3/8 width, and then on the top flap, I like to use 1/4. I have my scissors for the tape, and I have my bone folder, and I have a vinyl weeding tool that helps me get the release paper off of the tape. All right, so first things first, we want to burnish all of the score lines. So I'm just going around. Okay. All right, so square cards or square envelopes are a little bit different because all of the flaps kind of overlap on the inside, like right in the middle. With a rectangle envelope, the two outside flaps do not overlap, so you can kind of do one at a time, but this one we have to do one flap and then overlap that and then do the, so it's kind of like 1, 2, 3 instead of just fold in and fold up. So what I like to do when I'm putting on the adhesive, I fold up the bottom one and then I put the side flaps in. In this case, because it's square, we're going to go one at a time with the so you can see it a little bit better. But basically, so the edge of the flap is here, and I'm going to put this over here. So let's pretend we have x-ray vision and we can see through that. So the line for that flap is right here. So I need to put the adhesive only on this part so that I don't glue the whole envelope together. And as long as you stay right next to the flap edge, you generally shouldn't have any issue with that either. Okay, so we have that. And then I'm going to do this side. Same thing. The edge is here, so I know I need to put the adhesive just right here. Okay. And then I like to burnish this down a little bit. It makes it easier to take off the release paper. So now we're going to go one at a time here. So I'll take this off of here, and then I'm going to fold this over and glue it there. So now that these are together, I can take this one off and then fold that up, right? So this one's more like a 1, 2, 3, and that now that we have the whole bottom built, I'm just reinforcing the score lines there. Okay, so let's get our card and just make sure that this fits in here, which it does perfectly. Look how cute that is. All right, so next step is to do the top flap. So this one is 1/4. I'm just going right along the edge here. Okay, so we are going to decorate this now. And what I'm going to do, I had cut a scrap of the paper that I used on the card, and this was the Tim Holtz purple palette paper. That's quite a lot of tongue twister. So absolutely gorgeous. And so everything, the whole project coordinates together. We're going to be adding this to the flap, so that'll be really pretty. I am going to put a little bit of Post-it note tape on this, on the front of the card, or the front of the envelope, just because I'm going to be using a glue stick and I don't want to get that all on the front. All right, so I just have a scrap piece here, just some copy paper. All right, so I just have a glue stick. This one's from Simon, but any glue stick would work. And then you just put it on to the paper. And then I'm just going to lay this here. Okay, give that a good rub. Okay, so now we need to trim this off, and that's why I left this as a point on this, is because it's a lot easier to cut a straight line than a rounded line. I think I'm gonna try and use my trimmer. You could use scissors for this, obviously, but I'm not the greatest at using scissors to go in a straight line. So okay, and then once you get down to the end, you can just cut off the little piece right here. Okay. That looks so pretty. And then once you have that, then you can use the corner rounder. And it'll round them both at the same time. So then they're exactly matching. Okay. Okay, so we have our completed envelope. Look at how gorgeous this is. I just love that. And that's such an easy way to decorate the envelope and kind of spruce that up. I do actually have 2 videos on decorating envelopes with all different kinds of ideas that I will link over for you. So if you need more ideas for that. So we have that, and we have our beautiful matching card. And then when I'm mailing a card, what I like to do is I like to cut a panel the same size as the card, and then I use an embossing folder on it, something usually to match the occasion or match the card. So in this case, I used the Simon Says stamp. And this is a tumbling flowers. And so what I'll do is I'll put this over the front of the card. And this is especially helpful if there are gems or other things on the front, because it kind of evens things out and gives it a little bit of a cushion. But it also makes it a lot easier to get in and out of the envelope, because it covers up anything that's loose or things like that. So that fits right in there. And that just looks so pretty. Because this is a square, it will need a non-machinable stamp if going through the United States Postal Service. And those are the ones with the butterflies, and then the new ones are the Luna Moth ones. And they're a little bit more expensive, but it will not go through the postage machine. So you do need to use one of those stamps for that. So there is our project for the day. I hope you enjoyed. I do have a punch board playlist where I have other punch boards that I've used for envelopes, and I also have a ton of all different sizes in that playlist. So if you need any help with other envelopes, you can go check out that playlist, and I'll put that for you on the end screen, as well as another project that I know that you will love. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and until next time, like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.